Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Ching, ching, bling, bling. Check the cheddar. You know I like cheddar. It's my favourite cheddar. Cheese.
Grommet.
Hello, everyone. It's
Flashbacks to him with his arms going like that.
Yeah.
Oh, sweaty man.
It's the three money skiteers, me, Andrew, and Ross here to talk about Money in the Bank 2023 in London. Oh.
It's 3 miles down the road from where we're currently sat.
You're going to be there.
3 miles. I'm heading the team with Dan and Joel and Ryan and Fraser.
Are you excited?
I can't wait to share a room with Big Dirty Dan. I've got the short straw.
Are you excited, Joel?
I'm very excited.
Very excited. Which match would you say you're most excited for?
Oh, I don't bloody know. Probably the men's Money in the Bank this year, because it's a field of pretenders to the main event scene, and a probable crowning moment for a would-be main event man.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's the essence of the Money in the Bank ladder match. What about you, Andrew?
I think the same as well. Money in the Bank ladder match. I'm looking forward to Usos and Roman and Solo. The civil war between the family members.
But as promising as the card looks, we think we can make it a little bit better, maybe. Which is why we've all brought 3 pitches to the table. We'll go around in a circle. Ross, then Andrew, then me. Ross, then Andrew, then me. Ross, then me. We're left with 9 lovely pitches for Money in the Bank. But it's not what we think is going to happen.
It's what we want to happen. £1 million.
Your first pitch, please, Ross.
Did anyone else Google what actually happened in the American Civil War and try and relate that to Roman Reigns and that?
No.
I
No.
did.
I didn't know.
I did and I failed. So that's just breaking news. I don't know even why I said that. But I'm going to Gunter versus Riddle for our starter course of this Money in the Banquet. We learned that Giovanni Vinci, who made his big return on last night's Raw with his crutch and everything, is where sat here on Tuesday. It's Tuesday as we're sat here right now. He couldn't fly to the UK because he had minor surgery on his hurt knee, and you just can't fly so soon after surgery. Ludwig Kaiser, as always, accompanies Gunter down to the ring for the match. Riddle is all alone with no one there beside him. We then have the standard Gunter matchup with a little bit more of MMA thrown in for good measure because Riddle is on the scene and he's been a bit more serious these days. A Gunter beat down, a babyface fight back, and it's during the babyface fight back where we see this pitch go war-tish up through the gears. Riddle has taken on everybody, taken on all comers. He takes on Gunter. Thwack. Ludwig gets on the apron. Kaboom. He goes down. Riddle gets back to Gunter and nails a shoot bro Derek, but in the motion of doing the maneuver, Gunter is such a long boy, his big long foot at the end of his long leg, it catches the referee, and the referee goes down. Ludwig gets back up, and typically, a 2-on-1 beatdown is occurring. But then the cameraman, who's one of those ones around the ringside area, he gets on the apron, which is French for apron, to see what's what. He gets into the ring for some close-up shots to really capture the physical toll Riddle is feeling at this moment of strife. But then, in one fell swoop, the cameraman puts down his camera and nails a shoot RKO on Ludwig. A shoot RKO on a shocked Gunter. The cameraman removes his snood and his cap, but not his balaclava. And of course, it's Randy Orton coming back to help an old friend. Hey, Wendy, says Riddle. What are you doing here? I love you, Wendy. And then they hug it out. And after a tender few moments of hugging, the pair separate. And in the aftermath of Randy's RKOs, in the aftermath of Randy's RKOs, with the referee coming to, Gunter hits us. No, I've messed up my paragraph here.
Whoa.
They're coming apart from the hook.
Yeah.
RKO from Randy Orton. I've butchered the big spot of my own bloody pitch. So down goes Riddle, and then with the referee coming to, Gunter coming to, he hits a splash and a powerbomb to retain. Then it's Riddle versus Randy Orton on a program for the summer.
But Gunter keeps the belt.
Gunter keeps the belt.
Then that's a yes from me.
Butchered the pitch.
No, I like both directions. Gunter lives to fight another day. I'm really enjoying his title reign. Randy versus Riddle is a feud that we were all waiting for that never happened.
Yeah.
And yeah, I like both those things. Oh yeah.
You know how there's reports of a major upset?
Yeah.
I think.
And you think it's going to be that?
Yeah, I think it might be.
Oh, I think it's Balor.
Oh!
I was thinking that as well.
The babyface of the feud.
I am undecided in this whole
I don't know
thing. Could it be the Usos?
Well, at first I
Would
thought
that
it was
be
going to be
upset?
Dom beating Cody, but apparently it's not.
It's not that.
It could be. I don't know if the Usos and the Bloodline isn't either way is an upset.
Oh, that's
it's just
what I
the
think
story
as
carrying
well.
on.
Lion or James and Jimmy? It's James and Jay. I'm not awake
It could
yet.
be the
Unless
Balor
it's,
thing then.
unless it's a match that hasn't been announced yet.
It could be. Oh yeah, we still got
Bray
SmackDown.
Wyatt
to
coming back.
We
Yeah.
have SmackDown. It's a yes from me, Ross, because that
Cheers,
sounds
Andy.
delightful.
It's a good start.
It is a good start.
Andrew.
And it's only about to get worse. No,
Don't you
are we
say
ready?
that.
I'm having
Shakespeare
you on.
walking
I'm having
down
you
the
on.
aisle.
No, actually, they're a bit shorter than what they have been for a while.
Oh.
And in fact, I'm gonna go for my shortest one first.
Oh.
I'm gonna go for the shortest one first. Last one I did. Like
All
last
right.
minute today. Are we ready? Right.
Yeah.
It's very, very simple, everybody, okay? So you can wrap your heads around it. Don't worry about it. Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. No shenanigans, right? It's just a straight up mega battle between the two. Feisty Finn Balor harkens back to the more aggressive NXT days. His promo on last night's Raw was phenomenal. Like, it really genuinely set him up as a viable threat to Seth Rollins, which it's Finn Balor, so he shouldn't not feel like a viable threat, but he feels like more of one, especially over the last few weeks. And throughout the match, there's multiple times where we think he's finally going to exact his revenge against Seth Rollins for what happened 7 whole years ago at SummerSlam 2016. He works Seth's arm so much that it's pretty much parallel to that match, with Seth now the one having to try and overcome the challenge of retaining his title with just one arm. And after an incredibly hellacious battle between the two, Seth does just that. He retains his title. Spent, battered and bruised, Rollins finally gets to his feet and raises the championship high above his head. The camera. Well, Sam is a cameraman as well. The cameraman.
I thought it was in the samurai.
The samurai. The camera closes in on Seth as it does, and as it does so, wham! A well-targeted
What?
boot to the face.
From the cameraman?
Not from the
Oh,
camera.
right,
The camera's
right.
like punched in.
Right.
So like out of nowhere.
see the-
Whoa, what
the
the
fuck
bloody
up-
hell is
yeah,
that? Wham! A well-targeted boot to the face knocks the Visionary out cold and flattens him out on the canvas. As the camera pans out, we see the figure looming over the champion, and it's none other than the Scottish psychopath himself, Mr. Drew McIntyre. No pomp, no circumstance. He's just there to make a statement as he picks up the world title and throws it on the chest of a demolished Seth Rollins.
Well then. I'm a little bit scared that when I said foot, it sounded like I'd said a swear word and the YouTube will
Be
tell
right.
me off.
I said the other word before and it was fine. An eating apparatus.
Oh, yeah.
And we're all right. We're
Okay,
fine.
all right.
A pronged spoon, you might say.
Yeah, a spork.
I mean, again, like Ross's pitch, I just think it's there's no flaws. It's really good, and
thank
it's
you.
a yes from me.
Yeah, I've said it a few times now, ready for a Drew McIntyre heel run, and that would be the perfect catalyst for such a thing to happen.
Yes.
Thank you.
These are also both things that I think could happen. As
Yeah.
well. Right. Mine's to do with the bloodline civil war. The Usos versus Roman and Solo. Roman and Solo are very dominant at stages here, slamming the Usos through the crowd barricade, maybe using weapons behind the referee's back, really punishing the Usos. It's maybe a bit more fast-paced than the usual Roman Reigns match. It's clear that he is fuming here. However, the Usos make their comeback, and hopefully the crowd are very excited. Unfortunately, just when it looks like they're going to win, Paul Heyman makes his presence felt, grabbing Jimmy's leg as he sets up for a super kick. We don't usually see Heyman get physically involved, but Roman's running low on people to do that now. Solo's already in the match. That's enough, though, for Roman to recover and hit Jimmy with a Superman punch, then a spear, and he just throws Jimmy dismissively out of the ring. Now Jay is isolated against Roman and Solo. And this is what Roman wanted. He wanted Jay 1-on-1, 2-on-1. Roman starts his mid-match trash-talking segment, telling Jay, "You were my successor. You were supposed to be the next tribal chief, and you threw it all away for nothing. Solo, take care of this piece of trash." Roman's trash talk's better than mine, but I've really given a general sense of what I want him to say. Solo sets up for the Samoan spike, but Jay moves at the last second, and Roman takes the Samoan spike instead.
Oh, no.
Roman sells it massively. It's the first time he's ever been hit by this move, presumably. He's semi-conscious, he's grabbing at the throat, but most importantly, his eyes are wide with fright as he looks up at Solo standing above him. He thinks, bloody hell, he's strong boy. Solo, meanwhile, looks shocked at first with what he's done, but then kind of has a look of realization, like, look how powerful I am. Ooh. Maybe not as pervy towards the end there. This moment of hesitation has allowed Jay to recover, and he takes Solo out with a big super kick. Jimmy gets back involved, and they drag Roman to the outside and put him through the announce table. Back in the ring, Solo falls prey to the numbers game. The Usos hit a big double splash, and they both pile on top, and they win, and everyone's happy. Hooray! The Usos have won. But they both, I don't want Solo to get pinned too easily. Like, they've both definitely got to get on top, and like in the schoolyard. It's a pile-on! Do you have pylons at school?
You'd have been at the bottom, surely.
We never. What?
No, because there was always like, you know, in like a pylon situation, there was always kids who were all elbows and knees, and I think Andrew's one of them.
I can't help it. You know what I mean?
I know, yeah.
It's just
You'll
what
be
made
like in the middle, and then when you go to leap on the pylon, you see you're there, and you're, oh no!
Come up and
My
impaled people.
My soft underbelly's gonna get impaled by Andrew. Yeah. Pylons are. Looking back, I can't believe that.
Do you ever make the human pyramids, like House of Cards sort of style?
Oh,
where
yeah,
where like
on
the
all
bigger
fours?
kids are on the bottom. And then, yeah.
Me being a stocky boy when I was a youthful man, we'd go on the bottom, and one time my hamstring went
Oh.
mid thing, so my corner came tumbling down.
Oh no!
Bruises everywhere. Devastation.
The Usos have won, and everyone's happy. The Usos leave. It's just Solo and Paul in the ring. Paul's frightened of Solo. We know this from recent episodes of SmackDown where Solo's scared him off when Roman's been cross with Paul. But as Solo leaves, Heyman starts to follow him.
No.
Oh, he's like inching away behind it, like, maybe. Roman, meanwhile, has crawled out of the wreckage of the announce table and rolled painfully into the ring, and he sees Solo heading through the curtain, but Heyman's following him halfway up the ramp, and Roman can't believe it and shouts, "Wise man, get your ass back here now." And Heyman turns around and pauses, and he's caught between these two choices. But eventually he bows his head and he heads back to the ring. And I've ended the pitch by saying he's still on Roman's side for now.
Dun, dun, dun.
I like the jeopardy.
Because Heyman's historically, he's never been afraid to jump ship, has he? When Lesnar's getting a bit, I'll go to Roman. Or did it with the Big Show that time, which was probably a tactical misstep on Paul's part. Although Big Show did beat Brock Lesnar. So
He did.
Yeah, I guess.
Survivor Series.
Yeah. So yes.
It's dramatic. It's climatic. It's another word that rhymes with
Automatic.
Automatic.
Grease lightning everywhere.
It's grand. I love that so much. I think it's very, very good. I think it's cool how it would set up for perhaps, Paul eventually going over to Solo. He sees more power in Solo. He sees more goodness, more potential. Yes. Yeah. And he could get more mileage out of that man. So I could see that happening somewhere down the line in this story.
I didn't do a pitch for that match because I couldn't think of the next logical leap forward in terms of drama, but that's it there.
That is it.
That is the leap.
I'll take that. Thank you.
Delicious.
Well, I'm celebrating.
Hooray.
Whoa. It's because you're going to get to see it live.
Exactly.
Play out like that.
I'll be in the press box with my notepad.
I acknowledge you. Say so. Yeah, you've got to be scared if Roman. What if he picks on you? What are you going to do?
I'm not doing what Alex McCarthy did, that's for sure.
You're going to go, all right then, Roman.
I'll take you. I'll shoot you. I won't shoot you.
Whoa!
I won't have a gun.
Whoa, man.
Just me two fists,
Yeah,
left, right,
yeah.
come on.
Only these guns, eh? Them ones, eh?
Oh, I don't know what you would do. You'd have to go along, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because
A room full of 100
I
people.
feel like you're kind of like ruining the pantomime if you don't, aren't you? Like, you're not even real.
Yeah.
Just shoot spear him.
You're not my
Oh,
mom.
I wouldn't do it to Jericho. Did you see what he did in his press conference after AEW? He hit a water bottle with his bat and it hit a bloke in the front row.
Oh, wait, that
Apparently it
happened.
cut them as well.
What?
I think apparently it cut them as
He was
well.
bleeding as
A
well,
little bit
yeah.
of-
Sue
little
them.
bit of
I don't know
blood,
who it was actually, but it hit someone in the front row, yeah.
God.
Jericho. But then he couldn't say sorry, so he had to go like, yeah, that's what you get. Just assaulted a man. Ross.
Right. LA Knight wins the Money in the Bank briefcase. The finish of the match sees Logan Paul up there looking like he's going to do something, but as was, I think, set up a bit on Raw subconsciously because the commentary team kept mentioning Logan Paul during Ricochet's match with Nakamura on Raw. Ricochet does something to scupper Logan Paul, an ungodly moment that we'll be speaking about in 20 years' time on this very YouTube channel. But LA Knight is then there to pick up the scraps. He then wins thanks to Ricochet getting rid of Logan Paul. Immediately, Cameron Grimes, who has had all of his Kavorka stripped away from him on the main roster, comes down to the ring with a custom briefcase of his own. It looks very expensive indeed. Grimes says to LA Knight, "Well, I guess you were right all along. Here's your Millie for bringing the bag home."
What?
Your Millie.
Wait.
LA Knight gets the microphone and cuts a promo like only he can. He says something on the lines of, well, Grimesy, can't do a promo like LA Knight. I love your money. Pause. Wait for laughter. Continue.
Okay.
But that's not the only thing we wagered, young man. APA, always protecting assets. That's what I'm about. Yeah. Grimesy's still all being happy and all that sort of stuff. And he says, yep, a bet is a bet. I've got $47 more million where that million you have came from. You can guarantee I will protect your asset or something along those lines. The pair leave the ring together, laughing and joking like good rich friends do. Now he's set off with LA Knight and Grimes as sort of the Sammy and Kevin of SmackDown. LA Knight is Mr. Money in the Bank. Grimes is a friend who keeps LA Knight and the briefcase safe against all the heels who will no doubt try to take it from him, because I believe that sooner rather than later they're going to pull the trigger and finally turn LA Knight babyface. He's still a heel as we're sat here now.
Yeah.
It's baffling, but hopefully it changes very soon indeed. I think this storyline elevates Cameron Grimes from nothing to something, and it keeps the option there to be either have the pair be a very entertaining babyface team, or maybe LA Knight becomes abusive if they want to keep him heel for some weird reason, which then turns Grimes into an uber babyface. Or maybe Grimes could turn heel to scupper LA Knight when he eventually cashes in for his big moment. But rich friends have a past, but they come together because of money and betting.
I was initially, I'm a little bit hesitant because I thought you were. This sounded really heelish to me. I was like, "What's going on here?
Yeah.
The asset and that and what?"
Yeah. He's a briefcase that he's just won by himself.
He's won it. He's won it.
Yeah.
But I thought he was like. At first, I thought he was like selling it to him.
No, he just had a bet. I'll bet you $1 million, I'll win. And he's like, no,
Yeah,
I bet you won't.
But then it's all right because they're both rich anyway. Okay.
Yeah. That's a bit that Cameron Grimes' character has been forgotten about, clearly.
Yeah.
Not just around
yeah.
this table, but in wrestling as well. He is a crypto millionaire. Or
No,
something.
yeah, that's a bit that I'm on board with, is making Cameron Grimes prominent again. But does it outweigh? I think I'd rather just see LA Knight just go on his own, blast off to the world title scene on his own. What am I doing?
I don't know. What's happening?
It's a no from me, but it's not like a full no. It's like a I feel bad, but
I actually agree with Jack on
I
this
thought this
one.
was me coup de
No,
grace.
he's like them two together are magic, and they absolutely were in NXT. Like I loved when they had segments together and everything. But like Jack, I kind of just want to see LA Knight just go off on it. He's proved he can absolutely do that, just go off on his own, and I want to see that a bit more.
he
But
challenged King Charles to a fight.
did he?
Yeah, recently I wrote a news article on it before. He was being interviewed by the Daily Star, I think, or
Yeah.
some tabloid over here, and said they were like, "Who do you want to face?" And he was like, "I'll have to go for the man at the top, King Charles. I know he's old and broken down, but LA Knight needs that crown."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel LA Knight would lose because of those hands.
I know.
The crown of a
Wearing
champion.
boxing gloves all the time, innit?
There was something else in your pitch though, Ross, that I enjoyed, and
you?
it was the little bit of that Ricochet scuppers Logan Paul's thing, because then we can have some with them two, can't we, Goff? Because
course
they had
we
the
can.
thing in the Royal Rumble and all that, and people going, "That's bloody good, that." And if you could continue that a little bit more
So I'll
on TV, that'd
I'll
be good.
stop my pitch before
No.
Cameron Grimes comes in, and then it's 2 yeses.
Yeah.
There was good parts about it, Ross. There was good parts about it. I did enjoy listening to you talk about it.
Thanks, Andrew.
You're welcome.
It's the
Happy
very
birthday.
fabric of this
He's
video.
lying,
Yeah.
Isn't it? I'm not. I'm just excited.
I haven't got anything this week that involves the multiverse, so you're not gonna.
Then I'm very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very sad about
I've gone 3 serious again, me.
Yeah.
I've gone 2 serious, 1 silly Billy.
Saucy.
Well, I can't wait. I'm excited. Right.
What's your second pick?
My second one is, at some point during the show, perhaps when someone's being interviewed pre or post match, a man who is currently not scheduled to be part of Money in the Bank this year storms to the ring. The man in question is the previous year's Money in the Bank ladder match winner and current United States champion, Austin Theory, who snatches a mic and hijacks the show to talk about his absence from the card. He says this, he does, I write it down. You know, for the longest time I was angry about the fact that I wasn't booked for a high-profile match at a premium live event for the 2nd month in a row. Angry that after everything I've accomplished this year, even with this title around my waist, I'm still overlooked. Youngest Money in the Bank winner in history, 2-time United States champion, a list of bodies I've pinned in the middle of this ring that include world champion after world champion. But that's when I realized the reason I'm not booked on the shows is because there's no one left for me to face. Then my anger turned to sadness. Oh, not sadness for me. Sadness for you. Because if there's no one left in the back for me to face, then you'll never get to witness this level of greatness with your own eyes ever again.
1 second there, Andrew. Joel's fiddling with your mic. It cut out for a second.
But is it all right?
Too much
It's all right,
on fire,
too much
Andy.
hot.
Calm it down.
Just spitting it,
Breaking
you know
the
what I mean?
equipment.
25 years old and I've already accomplished more than you'll achieve in a lifetime.
Is this you or is this?
No,
it's not you. All right, okay, right.
I'm 29. I'll have you know.
Oh, sorry.
I could retire now. Heck, I could retire with this United States title since none of those worthless morons could step up like I have to put this title back on the map. Theory is he's being overly arrogant, more arrogant than usual, and garnering a nuclear response from the crowd. You better give him a nuclear response if he comes
From
out.
the press box, I'm in a professional journalist capacity.
I'll tell you, it don't matter in them press boxes. Everyone's going radio rental, right? Before he gets even deeper into his tirade, though, Adam Pearce cuts him off. Actually, Austin, I want to make one thing clear. He says there's a number of people wanted to face you for that United States Championship. In fact, not through lack of trying. I've tried contacting you on numerous occasions about defending the title, given how hungry you always claim to be.
Oh, no.
No, no,
Feed
no,
me
no,
Feed.
no. Only to be met with
Imagine. Matthew would love that as well.
only to be met with voicemail after voicemail, surprisingly. But since you're here tonight, and since you don't want to deny the WWE universe of your greatness, well, it just so happens that one of those superstars that I lined up for you is waiting in the
Please
back.
don't be. I'm really worried it's going to be someone I've done a pitch around. Carry on.
So let's make it official. For the United States title, the champion Austin Theory will defend against a former champion he hasn't beaten yet.
Oh.
Former NXT UK World Champion, Mr. Tyler Bate.
Oh, it's not the one.
No. Oh, and one more thing. Since you seem to pride yourself on your accomplishments, you won't mind winning this one clean then, right? No outside interference, no shenanigans, because if there is, you'll be stripped of that title. And then Tyler wins. I'm not enjoying Austin Theory as a United States champion at the moment. I don't think he gets much to do on television. And when he does, I'm not gelling with it really. And I feel like Tyler could be a really, like Gunter with the IC championship on Raw, he could be like a proper workhorse champion, put that title back on the map again properly, I think.
Big UK win.
Yeah, and then
In the
maybe, because
UK?
at first I was like, oh, do we get Sheamus out again? But I was like,
Could have been
I might
Sheamus.
put Tyler in there instead, because I feel like the UK crowd would give him a bit of a reaction at least anyway. So
Yeah.
that's it.
It's a yes from me.
To see weed enthusiast hippie Tyler Bate on the main roster. That's his character in NXT now.
Is
you
it
know.
actually now?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, man.
No.
Him and Wesley
He likes
love the
incense
weed.
and steam rooms and stuff. And there's always a
Oh.
joke like, clears your mind.
Close your mind.
Yeah.
Loves meditating, loves weed. That's Tyler Bate.
He's very wise and he helps the other faces backstage by like spouting wisdom. So he
Yeah.
says stuff like, strong timber doesn't grow in the breeze. The stronger the storm, the stronger the trees. Something like that. Yeah, it's good.
Sounds good.
It does sound good, doesn't it?
sounds good.
Up the
Have
NXT.
I made the right decision here?
But saying that gimmick on the main roster, because we know it continues now when they get promoted to the main
Yes,
roster.
It
yeah.
doesn't grow with ease. Sorry, good timber doesn't grow with ease.
Grow
the
with
stronger the
ease.
storm, the stronger the tree.
He likes to submerge himself in barrels now as well, right? Or is
What?
that just something he's done on his
I think it was
Instagram?
barrels?
Oh,
in like a
ice,
wooden barrel,
like,
in like yeah,
cold
yeah,
water
Cold
therapy,
yeah, that's
Oh,
it.
they all do that,
Yeah,
don't they, for
they do.
recovery and whatnot.
Yeah.
But Tyler Bate being the workhorse champion, again, I agree with you. Like, theory, John Cena was right.
Yeah.
John Cena was right. He's
Or he
just,
certainly didn't help.
but he was also correct.
Yeah.
He's just a guy masquerading as a heel wrestler at the moment. Don't believe him. So, stripping of the title, I'm on board with at this point.
Thank you.
Yes, it's a yes from me as well.
Thanks, our lads.
Right, I'll skip ahead. I'll do the one that I was worried because it's thematically a little bit similar to yours. So
Okay.
Okay. Carmella Hayes hits the ring
Ooh.
with Trick Willie. He says, "Hang on now, you." Don't know whose voice I've written this in. You can't have a party in the UK without.
Whoa.
You can't have a party in the UK without inviting the reigning NXT champion. This is presuming that he beats Baron Corbin tonight at the time of recording. If not, this segment still works without the title. They talk about, him and Trick talk about how good he is and how he doesn't miss. And if anyone wants to come out and find out, why not hit their music now? Yo, this, yay, I see you.
Whoa.
It's Edge. We haven't seen him for a while.
No.
But as far as I can tell, he still seems very popular in the UK still. He comes down and they have a match, but crucially, he loses to Carmella Hayes. It's a competitive match and everything, but not as long as Edge matches typically are. More fast-paced, maybe, with Hayes possibly getting some sort of roll-up win. A clean one, though, over the Rated R superstar. Basically, this is the most simple pitch I've done out of the three. And the main reason for it is that I think Hayes needs it urgently, because I don't understand that match last night. Balor versus Hayes with Balor winning.
Yeah.
That's a match that you don't want either of those blokes losing.
Yeah.
And it's the night before Hayes has got a title defense against Baron Corbin to prove that he can hang with main roster wrestlers. But
big
we've just
boys.
seen him lose clean to a main roster wrestler.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't have Balor lose either. He's heading into a title match. Just don't book the match.
Yeah, a bit of a weird
Felt
one.
a bit. I hope it wasn't a Triple H decision. It did feel a bit Vincey, didn't it?
It did a little bit. I wonder what if he does drop the title then, and then he just gets called up afterwards?
Well, that's a possibility as well.
That could be a possibility.
But it doesn't. They've built him with such care and consistency on NXT, and then it feels like they've gone there.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah.
You don't really want that. I would like to see. Part of me does want to see Baron Corbin heel NXT champion.
Oh yeah, I think he'd be great.
Yes.
And his $1.8 million house, Andy.
Yeah.
His hot wife.
He loves his cigars and his steak.
And your bottles that you can't afford.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely can't afford them.
Same.
Too right.
So,
Aye, it's all yeses.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a yes.
It's a big
Fair
yes.
enough then.
And Edge seems like the kind of person that would give as
Edge
well.
now.
Right.
Right, let me talk about Edge, about Adam Copeland. Basically, I think that Edge says that,
and
doesn't he?
then-
He's like, I want to come back and help the younger guys, and then he's got a touch of the Chris Jericho.
Now
vibe, I
you
think.
said
But as
that.
long as I get 45 minutes to an hour on every single pay-per-view.
But he wins. He also wins a lot.
Yeah.
Him and Beth Phoenix, hadn't they already beaten? Did they win the mixed tag match?
The Miz
Yes.
and Maurice one.
Oh, they won the Miz and Maurice one. Did they beat Balor and Rhea? Or is
Yes,
that-
I think so.
And then Edge beat Balor again at WrestleMania in Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, but do you remember Extreme Rules? God,
No, I don't
I was around the
remember.
pool in Salou. Acapot.
What happened
when they chained Edge and then hit Beth.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You've got to have him get his revenge for such.
Yeah, but he always gets his revenge. He's Edge. He always wins. He comes out as Brood Edge, and I think Edge should finally. He has put people over before, but he should put over this bloke as well.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be a decisive win. It can be a roll up or something. He can be like, "Oh, you got me. I don't mind."
You
But
little whippersnapper.
Ross, your third and final pitch. please.
Seth Rollins, even though it was proven to us on this week's Raw with that lovely little Finn Balor promo package where, we saw, I didn't realize it actually happened, that Rollins came out laughing after Finn Balor had to give up the title back in 2016.
He was a heel then, though.
What a dick.
Why was a heel?
Once a dick, always a dick.
It was the Demon King. He was tormented by the Demon King. Yeah.
So Seth Rollins defeats Finn Balor to retain his title, even though he's the heel. Eamon Holmes gets a brawl of pop and heads down the ring to sing Rocket Man with
I thought
Rollins
you'd gone 3 serious.
to close out this UK PLE. Lol, JK, that's not the actual pitch, but it's probably more realistic because it's a UK PLE, and we've seen what happened to Clash of the Castle last year. The real pitch, Gallus surrounds the ring. Joe Coffey with a pint in hand because he's an alcoholic. Da-da-da-da-da-da. That's his
He's always
gimmick, I think.
No,
wanted
is
to-
it
It's
actually?
not.
No.
It's just that every single segment, some babyface will be like, "I'll stand up to these boys," and he'll go, "Get away, boys! Let's go to the pub."
Enough about them. Pint,
Pain.
pub, pint, pub.
They won a match once.
all he does.
I think- yeah. I think Gallus won a match once, a tag match, and he got in the middle of them and was like, "Let's go to the pub."
Anyway, the beatdown happens. Rollins is getting beaten down by Gallus. Wolfie and Mark and the one with the problem beat down Rollins, and then they kind of do an NWO, the old pointy thing up to one of the skyboxes inside the O2 arena. And I said Academy there, that'll be
up
very
there?
different. Who is up there? That's the pitch. And there is a fella sat down, Stone Island gear from head to toe. The badge is in several times here, right? Because it's all over his body. He's got one of those stupid goggle hoods up over his head. I never understand those things. Maybe
So the
Joe,
police can't see you.
would you mind pulling up a picture so people can? Because I think Americans might understand what the Stone Island hood goggle thing is.
This is
A strange phenomenon in the UK.
fashion associated with football hooligans in the UK.
So I'm
but
more
also-
about the coat hood with the goggles in rather than the woolly hat. if that's all right,
but it is similar.
It's
to
similar
the,
to that,
yeah.
Go on, Jill, you can do it.
Do you
I
remember
believe
them
in
coats that used to
Yeah,
have? There we go.
Joe Coffey does have a similar.
He does, but so this
This
guy.
is the guy in the crowd. Sorry.
Oh, no! The visual help.
OBS.
There we go. It's a goal. Right,
That
so
like that, yeah.
this is what the guy in the
Although
skybox
I'm
is
picturing
wearing.
like a beige one.
Oh yeah, lovely beige. As you can see with the black background on the left-hand side there.
Down.
Down.
Left.
Left. There you go.
That's
That's
the
exactly
one.
what he's wearing. The hood is pulled over his head, so
Kind
he
of
can't
looks like
see.
one of them things in the desert on Star Wars.
I just think,
Yeah.
I think of flashes, me. Just imagine
Flashes.
going, hey, winkies there.
Wait.
Anyway, Stoneland and gear from head to toe. The goggle, stupid hood thing is pulled over his face, and it's time for a big reveal. This massive man stands up slowly and begins to remove the hood. And wouldn't you know it, it's WWE Raw superstar, which is crucial because of this title, and fellow Scotsman Drew McIntyre. He does a really cool and manly hand signal towards Gallus in the ring, and the Gallus boys do it back to him. The show goes off the air with the world in shock.
I can't think of a hand signal.
What a heart.
With 2 fingers.
No, yeah, something, yeah.
The show goes off the air.
Signals are- hey,
Imagine they did that. Right, the show goes off the air with the world in shock. I know it's Rangers and Celtic coming together, but stranger things have
give you a
happened.
no because I couldn't see, but now you've addressed that. Okay.
Stranger things have happened in the history of the world. Heel Drew McIntyre with a proper faction going up against Rollins as a program for the summer, and maybe even longer. So yeah, Gallus is sort of getting together with Drew McIntyre because they're all from Scotland.
I like Drew as the leader of the Stone Island crew because he's the biggest one. And
They would call themselves that, wouldn't they?
the Stone Island crew.
Stone Island sick?
Stone Island strong style or something. Yeah,
That's sick, that bro. Let's get sick down the pub.
Kings of Stone style or something. like that.
Kings of Stone
So,
style.
The-
Wow.
The casuals, the firm. There's
I'm
already
not-
a firm.
I don't know.
In AEW, the firm. I bet
farm?
they were gutted when the firm got taken.
Queens of the Stone Age popped in the head. Hello.
Right, that's a yes from me.
See, that's a yes from me as well. I enjoyed that very
Oh
much.
dear.
As long as they make their own doing that. Come on then.
Flares everywhere.
Yeah.
Football culture.
When they turn on each other, it will be because there's been a big old firm derby that hasn't gone one way or the other.
Well then, am I
What do
gonna
you mean
follow that?
Alfredo Morelos is better than Henrik Larsson? Oh dear. Right. so-
Right, are we ready for my final one? Now, this is a little bit of. I feel like it's a bit overbooked, all right, but just hang with me.
This is pitches, it's fine.
It's true. It's true. I'm actually going to the SmackDown before Money in the Bank, and we're looking at the WWE Women's Championship match between Asuka and Charlotte Flair. Earlier in the night, we see Bianca Belair backstage. Obviously, as we learned last week, the EST is banned from ringside for this match, and she's not booked for the pay-per-view either. So as Megan Morant tries to get a quick word with Bianca about what she's doing here in London.
You learn the names of the backstage interviewers as well. You're really good.
Yeah, everyone knows Megan Miranda.
I didn't
Yeah,
know her
everyone
last
knows
name.
Megan.
Blonde lady.
Morant.
Morant, yes.
Like in Game of Thrones.
Maybe?
Isn't there a Morant family in Game of Thrones? Sorry, carry on.
Anyway, right, as Megan Morant tries to get a quick word with Bianca about what she's doing here in London Town, they're quickly cut off by Adam. He's back again, Adam Pearce. It's an Adam Pearce-centric pitches, everybody, who reminds Bianca of their conversation last week. But Bianca's like, oh, but I'm not here. I'm not going to be at ringside, Adam, says Bianca. She reaches into a jacket. But I thought if a little vacation time was all you needed to earn yourself a shot at the champion, then what better time to take one, right? As she pulls out from a jacket, she's got a front row ticket for the SmackDown this evening. She's just off to sit in the crowd. She's just part of the crowd, everybody. She's just part of the crowd, right? So the match time comes. Bianca is in her seat in the front row, and of course there's glances and verbal exchanges between all three women. But Bianca, she remains cool. She's just there to observe after all. However, towards the end of the match, the ref, he bloody well gets taken out with a stray Charlotte Flair bump. Always happens. Get a grip, man. From a spear that's meant for Asuka. Asuka capitalizes, goes to hit Charlotte with a roundhouse kick, but the 14-time women's champion, she manages to reverse it into the figure eight. She bridges, and as she does so, she's in like the perfect position. She's staring straight at Bianca as she does so. Right?
Like Bray Wyatt.
Yes, absolutely like Bray Wyatt. And then he comes back. No. Bianca stands on watching. She's just mockingly applauding Charlotte, knowing full well there's no ref to call a submission victory. Flair, clearly frustrated by this, breaks the hold, exits the ring to confront Belair. The two exchange some heated words, and at this point, Bianca's just goading Charlotte into hitting her, but Charlotte shrugs it off and goes to head back into the ring. Oh, so we think, everyone. It's a fake out. Charlotte, woo! She swivels and hits Bianca with a big old boot to the face. However, it soon revealed that this was Bianca's plan all along, as when the EST hits the floor, she manages to wrap her braid around Flair's foot when it's draped over, like the barricade bit. So she goes for the big boot, right?
No, I understand.
Boof, her legs hanging like this, right? Bianca hits the floor, but she's like, "Oh, tie me braid around your leg so you can't go anywhere," right? She's being naughty. She's using her hair. Yeah. Oh dear, that's bad. She manages to wrap her braid around Flair's foot that's draped over the barricade, allowing a recuperated Asuka to blindside the Trap Queen with a surprise mist in the eyes, rolling her back in the ring for the 1, 2, 3. On SmackDown, Asuka retains the title.
Oh yeah, this is on SmackDown.
Yeah, sorry, this is on SmackDown.
Oh.
I know, I've just gone through a lot there. We're not even at Money in the Bank yet.
I'm out of breath. Okay.
I'm sorry. Right. Bianca jumps the barricade because, right, she wasn't supposed to be there at ringside for the match, but Adam didn't say anything about after the match. So she jumps the barricade following the match, and she confronts the woman who originally took the title away from her. She extends out a hand towards the champ, a peculiar move considering everything that's transpired between the two over the last few months. But it's another bloody ruse, everyone, as she surprisingly missed Asuka in the eyes.
What?
What?
What colour's the mist?
It's lipstick red.
Lipstick red.
Yes, lipstick red. Which one confuses? There's all different. They
Which
all
one
do different
confuses?
things, don't they? Yeah. There's green and blue and all
Does
this
blue
stuff.
send you to sleep?
Maybe. One of them anyway. Right, we've not finished yet.
Why?
We're getting there.
What, different colours mean different things?
Yeah,
There's
they do,
been
yeah.
theories before, I'm sure there's a Reddit thread. It's the worst one's black, and that's the one that Nydia. Yeah.
They've got too much time on Reddit.
Anyway, so Asuka gets mist in the eyes by Belair. And then from here, it all descends into chaos. Bianca hoists the women's champion up for a KOD, but Flair manages to chop block at the EST and take her down. All three women frantically brawling until the daddy of scraps himself, Adam Pearce, he comes out again. He's a very pivotal person within these pictures, all right?
Is he your father?
He's my father, the Mr. Scrap Daddy himself. And he's had enough. Saturday night, Money in the Bank. It's going to be Charlotte Flair versus Asuka versus Bianca Belair in a triple threat for the WWE Women's Championship. However, we've got an extra caveat in this one, right? There'll be no more mourning about who's going to be next in line, because if Asuka retains the title, neither Bianca nor Charlotte can challenge for that title as long as the Emperor still holds the belt.
Well.
It took a long time to get to where we wanted to go, but we got there in the end.
It's a no from me. Oh,
That's all right.
I'm sorry, because this
know.
is the one that you put the most effort into as well, and I've gone,
but
no.
It's the one that I struggled with the most, trying to make something rational.
I think that I'd just like to see maybe what they're actually going to do. I'm not sure, but I feel like they're going to maybe turn Bianca heel, which I think is maybe something she needs.
That's what I think. Maybe in the triple threat match, that's where it
All
happens.
right, it can
Her
happen.
and Charlotte get distracted with one another. Asuka retains the title at Money in the Bank. Then we can go off. If Io
then
wins,
it's a
if
middle
Io
one.
wins the Money in the Bank match, then we can get the
Io
Io and
versus
Asuka
Asuka.
thing that we've sort of had teased for a while. That's
then
where I
then
was
I'm
leading
making it
to.
then I'm making it a middle.
A middle. It's a middle.
There was a giant. You might not have heard it, but there was a giant pop when Bianca missed at Asuka.
Yeah.
From me.
Was there?
It was massive. You should have seen it.
I didn't.
It was huge.
I
But then
missed it.
Charlotte, not winning at the weekend and not being able to challenge for a title for a while, all on board with that.
Yeah.
Sick of her. She's like a raven, we said once upon a
Yes.
time, I think, because sees a shiny thing, wants to go straight after it. It's a yes from me.
Thank you.
I'm a bit worried about the challenges, but then you explain the Sky bit.
That's it. Because I'm like, I don't want to necessarily see Asuka and Bianca fight again.
Yeah.
I don't want to see Charlotte in that picture again. And if we can have Asuka not having to face either of those for a while, so we can lead up to Io and Asuka, and then have Asuka face off against some different challenges.
But
for
what
the
if Trish
title,
Stratus wins?
then Asuka can kick her in head.
Yeah. Now that you've explained it more.
Sorry, I should have
but I
reiterated
feel
a bit
more
more
and more
afterwards.
harsh for my instant no.
No.
And now I'm like, yeah, especially because my last one's utter bollocks as well. So we'll see how this goes. This is Cody versus Dom. Cody is perhaps guilty of not taking Dom too seriously at the start of their match, which allows Dom to get back into it with sneaky heelishness. However, with all of the other members of the Judgment Day in other matches on the card, Dom's alone with nobody accompanying him at ringside. He's out of his depth, and eventually it looks like Cody's about to get a pretty routine victory when there's a ref bump and Cody is attacked by a mysterious balaclavaed man.
Up the balaclavas.
Up the balaclavas.
No Stone Island, no it's just a balaclavaed man. The mysterious figure destroys Cody with a chair, deliberately targeting his injured arm. He Pillmanizes the arm and stomps the chair and leaves, allowing Dom to pick the bones and get a very cheap victory. Because I don't want Cody to be too harmed by this, but Dom can get like a cheap way. It's all part of Dom's character. Over the next few weeks, Cody is continuously targeted by this mysterious person. They even follow him to his home, playing creepy footage on the Tron, looking through the window of Cody and Brandy's home. They're playing with their daughter, maybe. Cody tries to keep his cool and fights to stay composed, but finally, one of these videos pushes Cody too far when Pharaoh is shown frolicking in the garden, and Cody's like, damn it! You can try and invade the privacy of me and my family, but when you bring Pharaoh into this, that's just too far. He says, there's nothing for it. Get your ass out here now. But there's no answer. Only a simple message on the Tron that reads, SummerSlam. So we go that this is all taking place over the weeks between Money in the Bank and SummerSlam. Cody has his rematch with Brock at SummerSlam, but he's constantly looking over his shoulder, so he knows that he's going to be watching out for this stalker figure. So he enlists Owens and Zayn, his two best friends in the world, to stand guard. Zayn at the top of the ramp, Owens at ringside scanning the crowd, because Cody's watched wrestling before. He knows that they come out the crowd and stuff. So Owens and Zayn are both like on guard. But as we know, Owens has been quite cranky recently. Owens is looking for a fight and gets into an argument with Brock. This somehow leads to Cody picking up the win, but after the match, it also leads to a furious Lesnar brawling with Owens after the bell. I don't think we've ever seen them have a feud, and I'd really like to see them have a fight. Zayn runs down to help Kev, leading to a hellacious 2-on-1 brawl with Brock, and they'll spill off out to the outside, and it leaves Cody all alone and vulnerable in the ring. Right on cue, the strange footage on the Tron starts playing, and out from under the ring comes this mysterious figure who nails Cody from behind with a chair and stands over him. And then, like DDP in 2001, he reveals himself to be Akira Tozawa. Because, did you see what happened?
I saw what happened.
My God.
He mocked him.
Cody went, oh, thanks for offering to be my tag partner. I'll think about it. And then once Tozawa's gone, he was like, yeah, I'm not picking him. Well, Tozawa saw this and has enlisted a month-long campaign of vengeance on Cody. It can also lead to Owens versus Lesnar, Zayn versus Lesnar, and maybe a dream tag team of Lesnar and Tozawa.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
If there's anyone that could do it, it is former ninja. Akira Tozawa.
Oh yeah. He can
Right?
use his stealthy skills.
Oh, yeah.
Of
That's
course
what I'm
he can.
thinking.
Yeah.
So with the logic behind that there, Jack, it's a yes from me.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I recall on a recent edition of the Cultaholic Wrestling
no.
podcast, you bemoaning the fact that Cody's momentum after WrestleMania had come to a screeching halt.
I did. Yeah, I was cross about that, yeah.
I reckon this adds to that. So I'm going to give it a slight no.
Okay.
Oh,
It wasn't
only a slight
a
no.
close one, but a slight no.
Well, yeah, because anything with Tozawa can't get a full no. It's Tozawa.
He's a very
Tozawa.
entertaining man.
He
but
is.
In terms of Cody's main event momentum,
Yeah.
this sort of goes.
He's got to do something between now and WrestleMania.
He's maybe
you know?
become slightly sidetracked with Tozawa. I'll take that. Yeah, fair enough.
But I am on Tozawa's side because what Cody did was horrible.
Yeah.
I know. I thought Cody was the biggest babyface in the company
It
until
was
then.
insincere. He lied to a man to his face.
Yes.
Disgusting.
Well, there we go. Those were our 9 pitches for Money in the Bank. There's going to be loads of stuff. I mean, can you clue us in on any of the stuff that you're going to be
We're
doing?
interviewing the wrestlers.
Fair enough.
We've got a list of the wrestlers now. I'm very excited because stuff is happening there.
Okay.
Yeah, there'll be content from London. I don't quite know, to be honest with you, but there'll be videos from there. There'll be all the regular pay-per-view content. WTF will be back early next week because of the trains and whatnot. Sitting there watching the show on the train. I will be.
Earlier today with Fraser, I compared your team to like James Bond, but then I'm like Q, still at the base with
I'll
all,
nod along
with
and
all
think
the
I
gadgets.
understand.
So we're like Q back here.
I like it.
You'll be doing predictions?
Yes, doing predictions. They should be up I think this is going out today.
Is it
so
you and Adam?
Predictions tomorrow. Yeah, me and Adam on that. And then we're also on the live stream as well on YouTube.
YouTube.com/cultaholic/live.
That's it.
I will be doing what happened at as well after the event. And yeah, full steam ahead.
Woo, woo.
Yeah.
You might be if you're in London and you see me and or Fraser, who's going to be there as well. You might chuck a camera in your face. You might be on the Cultaholic.
Oh.
The fan interaction content.
Yes.
That sounded really cynical.
Speaking of fan interaction, why don't leave your pictures in that comments section down below? And thank you very much for watching the video. We'll see you very soon.